In this segment, I would like to talk about speaker configuration and placement. Each speaker in a surround sound system is responsible for a certain task. These speakers are often referred to as a 5.1 system, consisting of 5 speakers and 1 subwoofer. The center speaker, which you see here, is the most important of these speakers because it's responsible for delivering the dialogue. Therefore, it should be placed immediately above or below your screen, centered off of the screen. The closest to ear level is possible. This way, you'll be able to tie what you're hearing from the speaker with what you're seeing on the screen. 2 more speakers are called the left, front, and right speakers. These are typically tower speakers and should also be placed at ear level if possible. They are responsible for the remaining tracks of audio that come from the front of the room. The optimal seating spot in a home theater is known as the sweet spot, and that should be the position that is again centered off of your screen in your first row of seating, which is typically a recliner or a couch. Sit in this sweet spot and imagine the hands of a clock with the screen being at 12 o'clock. The front speakers should be positioned at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock respectively. Similar to your front 2 speakers, you have 2 speakers located in the rear of the room, known as your rear speakers, which can often be a little bit smaller speakers than your fronts. Imagine these speakers in your clock again, and these speakers will be positioned at 8 and 4. If you have a recliner or any other chairs in your seating area, these speakers will want to be placed outside of that listening area. The intent of these surround sound speakers is to help enclose the listening area, the viewing area, with sound. The final speaker is the subwoofer, which is this guy. He can be placed anywhere in the room, preferably near a wall, and optimally he'd be placed in a corner so that he could take advantage of both walls. This speaker is responsible for producing the bass, which you hear in, for instance, when listening to music, the drums, and for producing the explosions when watching a movie. The wiring of this speaker is a little different than hooking up normal speakers, so we'll talk about that in a different episode. Once you have all your speakers positioned where they need to be, the next thing you'll need to do, and possibly the most important thing, is to tune the system. As a professional installer, I would come in and set up calibrated microphones and sound meters to individually test the tones coming out of every single speaker to make sure that they take into account your room environments. You may not have access to these types of equipment, so there's a similar, simpler method that you can use. The way to do it is to pick up your remote control that came with your receiver and find the button labeled Setup. When you press the Setup, you should be given an option for speaker setup. Inside the speaker setup, you will be asked to provide a distance. That distance is from where you sit in the sweet spot of the room, the distance. Take a tape measure and measure the distance from that spot to each one of your speakers. Input that information into the receiver and exit out of the menus. Those are the basics for setting up your speakers and for the configuration and placement of your speakers. If you have any other questions, please email me or visit us at mancavesav.com and post your questions